Hello everyone, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode of a Squid Game reaction. This is our live, my name is Matt. What's up? Alright, so last time on Squid Game really did me dirty like that because they really just ended the episode at the most cliffhangerous part of the episode. So the gang was playing tug-of-war. They kind of formed like a proper team. Even Sae-byeok joined in, and they introduced what could potentially be the best character in the show, at least to me. I don't accept anyone like having any different opinions on that matter because this is subjective. But yes, there was a full team of 10 people. Like 3 of them didn't matter. The other ones were characters that you could see that they matter, and they all grouped together and they were playing tug-of-war, and they're playing tug-of-war against a team of randos. And it's this thing of like, okay, what team is gonna win? The team where every main character is in, or the team of randos? And it's like, okay, they're gonna survive. But like, what was fun is that the old man actually came in clutch, and he was like, "Oh, I played a lot of tug-of-war back in my day," which makes you think that he's been through this before. And he's like, "All right, so the way you do it," and he just gave us like a full of series of techniques, and then that helped us out. But then even that didn't prove to be very helpful against a team of people that just had more physical strength than we did. But then at the end, they eventually ended up doing this thing of like, Sang-woo was like, okay, let's do this. We're just gonna take these 3 steps forward all at the same time. We're gonna make them trip, and then we're gonna pull back in. And that was the plan, and the show ended right there. So fuck you. We're gonna watch the next episode now, I suppose. But yeah. Something I thought about, something I thought about just on my bed. I was just on my bed. I was just like, I was just trying to sleep, and I was like, wait a second, because for some reason I thought back to so Sae-byeok. I think she has like marks on her like neck, doesn't she? I'm not sure what kind of marks they are because I didn't fully pay attention to detail, but I remember that I think I remember seeing on like a scene, and I also remember that Gi-hun, in the first episode, in order to identify her, he looked at her neck and he was like, "Oh, it's you. You're the pickpocket, right?" So those could be hanging marks. Actually, those could just straight up be hanging marks. Maybe it wasn't, because I didn't pay full attention to it. Maybe it was like a cut wound, but those could just be hanging marks. Maybe she was hanged and somehow she lived, because I was literally thinking back to like Dark. I was thinking there's a character in the show Dark, which I reacted on the channel. Those videos are very old. Please don't watch them. And a character does have hanging marks, and I was like, oh, actually. And I remember watching her. So maybe that's something else to her life that we can learn. Maybe she tried to kill herself, or maybe she was hanged for being like a defector or something like that. I don't know. That's just me throwing shit at the wall. All right. I think we can move on to the next episode and finally see what the fuck is happening. Check out the Patreon, check out the link in the description below, as well as the pop-up on the screen in order to watch the next 2 episode reactions or full-length reactions, whichever one you want to go for, if you want to go for any, otherwise it's fine anyway. Yeah, thank you, and let's start the episode. So, Squid Game, Season 1, Episode 5, let's go. And... oh my god, Gi-hun. Pull, motherfucker, pull. Sorry, you're dead. Sorry, you gotta die. They really don't cut this fast enough. There we go. Good job, gang. We did it. The old man is smiling. That's my girl, 240. Alright, y'all just killed like 10 people.
준이? 당신이 지금 살아있는 게 준이 덕분인 것 같아? 당신이 지금 살아서 혀를 놀리고 있는 건 저 할아버지랑
I was about to say, pray to the old man.
내가 그들의 희생과 주님의 선택에 감사하며 기도를 올리는 것이다.
I like this.
지 손으로 죽여놓고.
This is true.
아, 대충 기도만 하면 우리 다 천국 가는 거야? 아, 씨발, 그럼 나도 기도해야지. 노력 힘을 조용히 좀 해.
Who said that? No, it was her. Okay. Just very real. We live. What's up? With like 3 scrawny girls and an old man. What up? Bitch. Now they're gonna try to kill each other at nighttime. Or maybe it looks like a burner, but it's not. It's not. They do take it to a different place. So is this the guards having like a side gig to the side and they just take organs and sell them? 40 left. Ooh, yeah. It was 80, so then half. That's what they had the fucking night purge. That's what they allowed it. Because they wanted to have a square, a perfect number in order to have tug-of-war, which was 80.
너는 한국 와서 일은 안 하고 영화 안 봤니?
No. Metric has been out for like over 20 years, girl.
한쪽을 골라서 우리가 먼저 칩시다.
주님 모시는 분이 더 살벌하네.
This means that there's 4 determined teams now. 10, 10, 10, 10. Everyone is making a fort before the lights go out, right in front of each other.
팀이라는 저 쓰레기 같은 인간들을
You trust them?
정말 믿는 거야?
I also said this. Right at the end, they're all just gonna kill each other. They all suck. I can see Deok-su just killing his entire team. Being like, y'all thought you were gonna get me first? Then Gi-hun.
바로 깨워줘. 그럼 나도 자네랑 같이 하겠네. 자네만
Gi-hun and the old man. The classic pair. I feel like I'm growing fonder of the old man as time goes on. Even though he probably is a player from previous games. But like, he strikes me like an anime character sometimes. You know?
이건 먹어요.
We got more corn?
아까 식사 시간에 안 먹고 아껴둔 겁니다. 사장님 주려고.
이걸 왜 안 먹고 날 줘?
오늘 사장님 덕분에 살았습니다.
I love Ali. He's so good. He's so respectful and nice and kind.
파키스탄에 엄마, 아빠, 동생들이 있습니다.
Okay.
그리고 한국에 와이프랑 베이비 있습니다.
애가 있어? 몇 살인데?
1살 아들입니다.
1-year-old son.
보고 싶겠네.
네.
Man.
돈 벌러.
Well, just gonna keep it simple. I didn't have money and I wanted to make money. That is technically true. Why did they have arcade machines? Why did they have to like nail super hard that this is just some gaming shit? I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the arcade machine thing, and also the buttons have LED lights, and I kind of love that. I want to make myself like a fight stick, like an arcade stick with LED buttons. I was looking into that like a couple months ago, but it's expensive, so.
우리 같은 잠수를 구하는 게 쉬운 줄 알아? 오늘 배달은 실수하지 마.
Today's delivery. Okay, what are we doing? What the fuck? What the fuck? Is this real? What is he looking at? Some riots and then riot police gassing them. Yun. Wait, is this when he talk about like his coworker getting killed? And that's why he misses like daughter being born? Something like that. We went on strike on my old company. Oh, I see. You remember? You heard about it.
뉴스에도 크게 나섰던 것 같은데 거기서 사람이 죽었지 않나?
You okay, old guy?
시체인 줄 알았던 게 갑자기 좀비처럼 벌떡 일어나서 한쪽 눈알이 튀어나온 상태로 날 노려보는데
Ugh.
어제도 그게 꿈에 나왔다니까.
He only had one kidney, so we didn't even get full price.
이놈 장기는 멀쩡한 거지. 여기 들어오는 놈 대반 신체 보기각사 아니면 시한부들이라 영 불안한데.
Okay, the old guy is out. He's not keeping watch.
이거 써.
Oh, Sae-byeok is awake.
그 좀비 어떻게 됐어? 어떻게 되긴 뭐가 어떻게 돼? 내가 급한 대로 저걸로 때려 죽였지. 그런 건 왜 물어봐?
Weren't you here?
너도 다 봤으면서. 너
Yeah.
뭐야? 기억이 안 나? 이 손으로 시체까지 깨끗이 튀어놓고서.
Why did you ask?
너 여긴 내 수술실이야.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you, doctor, for keeping us on track. Otherwise, they were gonna suss out number 29. He was pulling out a gun. I want to hear the old guy's backstory. He's the only one that didn't get one. And he clearly is like super enjoying all games. So I'm like, okay. Out of all the people in the entire show, the only one I feel like won't die, maybe, is Sae-byeok. I can see even Gi-hun dying, like at the end, and the only one that survives is her. That's something I can see. When I look at every character on like a list, I'm like, okay, I'm like all y'all could die. Because I can always see like the cool girl surviving. In like a horror movie, it's always like the cool girl that worries too much, the ones that survives. But that's usually how it goes in shitty horror films. Next game. We don't know yet. Oh. They fucked you.
아직 우리한테도 전달이 안 됐어. 왜? 땡겨.
They're being very patient with number 29. He has too many questions that he should know about because he's done this shit before.
돌아가야 돼. 그가 이 순반지들이 알았어.
If we die, you die too, Doctor.
절대로 스스로 안 돌아가.
Yeah, he was gonna do something. Those are gunshots. Stab them. Stab them. Can he take out them, both of them? Maybe he could. Is he running away?
건드리지 마. 폭탄이야. 폭탄. 이 통로는 비상시에 VIP들을 대피시키려고 만든
The
거야.
passive was made so the VIPs can escape in an emergency. Once they leave, the bomb goes off and their place gets buried. With the VIPs.
신경 꺼.
Yep. I figured. I was like, they're asking way. He's asking way too many questions. There's no fucking way they wouldn't be like, oh, he came back here. Well, never mind.
VIP가 누군지 왜 궁금하지? 목소리도 달라진 것 같네.
I like that. What if it's his brother? What if it's actually his brother?
누구야 너?
Oh! Got him!
이들이 좀비라고 부른 사람.
He's thinking it might be his brother.
파츠가 남는 사람.
The man with what kidney? Oh, his brother. Yeah, I see.
여자야. 여자였어.
He might be lying.
이제 조용히 돌아가기만 하면 돼.
I feel like it's just gonna kill him anyway.
시간이 끝나기 전에만 돌아가.
He still has the crowbar, so.
우리 둘 다 살 수 있어.
Oh. There we go.
가서 그 얼굴부터 씻자고.
Oh!
그는 배 가르기 전에 우리가 돌아가면서 그 집까지 했는데 남자한테 그랬겠냐고. 사다리 통 위에
There's a list of all the players in the captain's room.
너도 봤지?
The front man.
쓰고 있는 사람.
What the fuck is deal with the front man?
내가 도와줄게. 어?
I don't believe you.
짧게만 돈 이거 다 줄게 진짜.
I mean, you're just
우리가 한 팀이 되면은
gonna kill them. Yeah. The moment he started saying that, I'm like, he's dead. Well, he did give us some information. Now let's figure out if it was true.
평등이야.
Equality.
이 게임 안에선 모두가 평등해.
Everyone is equal.
모두가 같은 조건에서 공평.
So because that guy cheated, this makes it unfair.
기회에 시달려온 사람들에게 평등하게 싸워서 이길 수 있는 마지막 기회를 주는 거야. 너희들이 그 원칙을 깼어.
So you die. He might kill the doctor too, because the doctor cheated. So, or not. Maybe they can't dispose of the players, not directly at least, unless they lose. Oh, never mind. Never mind what I said. The frontman just didn't want to waste any bullets. That is the captain's room. Yeah, that's where the frontman was. Jun-ho is doing a lot here. He's in the puppet room now. He might die, by the way. Sorry, the way I pronounce his name sounds like Jung-woo. What's he doing? Oh, the caliber of the bullet or whatever. I mean, some crazy shit is happening behind the scenes, so... What did that say? 1998, list of players 1999. Oh yes, they've been doing this shit like every year. The old guy's gonna be there. Show me the old man. The old man's gotta be in this. There's no way the old man isn't in this. They do one every year. Yeah, I can see it. Or multiple times a year. Actually, there were a lot of 2009s. Oh my god, this shit has been going on for a long time then. 2020, list of players, number 1. Oh, yeah, you're gonna find his brother here. Number 29 is missing. You okay, old guy? I mean, look at him. Did he pee his pants? He did. Chauffeur. Yeah, it's him. Gi-hun. And that's it. Is your brother not there? When did he go missing? Wait, did he start looking from number 1? Was the old guy there? Wait, because if that is the same list, then Gi-hun was at the end. That makes sense, but the old guy should have been at first. I'm gonna go back to check because I don't remember. Round number 6. List of winners. Jun-ho. Okay. From what year is that? He won in 2015. But what happens if you win? Fuck the show and its ability to never actually give me conclusive information. Alright, what's up? It's been like 2 hours since I watched the episode because I needed to go get some food and then I got distracted. But okay. Let's I have the episode right here with me and I'm just gonna skim through it in order to remind myself. But okay. This episode was a very interesting one because we didn't have any games in it. Like at all. We had a lot of drama happening behind the scenes, so to speak. Like, I almost feel like maybe things are not gonna be that simple next episode and moving forward. Because, okay, so what I mentioned last episode actually is what it was. This episode did make me think something different for a little bit, but no. We did have a couple of masked men just kind of wanted to get a little something on the side, you know? They just marked bodies and they sneaked them away, and then they got one of the doctors that was playing the game, and they were like, all right, we'll tell you what the next game is and we'll ensure your survival so that you are able to take the organs off these people, and then we can sell them and get money on the side, you know? So for a second, this really made me think, because they had the mechanism of like the bodies inside the burner, and then they informed the other guy, and then like it's disposed into a different room. I suppose maybe the bodies get disposed anyway when they're being burned, but yeah, that's probably what it is. Like, everybody gets burned and then disposed of, because that made me think for a second that like they had a full mechanism working in order to to sneak bodies away. And I was like, how would they do that? Like, how would they actually do that instead of like how could they have that amount of like technology in order to like sneak bodies away if they're not like part of the original plan, right? But I think I'm stupid. I think it's just like they burn the bodies and they press the button and then it gets sent away. But they just have an inside man who presses the button sooner, and then they burn it down, so the body is able to be salvaged. So then they just take the organs away and they sell them. They sneak away and they have a delivery and then they send them off, whatever. So yeah, sure. There was a couple masked men that were doing that. There was like, I don't know, 5 of them. So 28, 29, and then some of the other dudes were doing so. It's just very unlucky that Jun-ho was... I don't know how to pronounce this, by the way. Jun-ho. He just accidentally got the mask of one of the dudes that was in on that plan. So that's a little bit more risky here for him. But also because of that, he managed to learn a little bit about the... Oh shit, there was something I said I wanted to go back to check. When Jung-ho was opening like the books, where's the 2021? So Jung-ho goes to the 2020 books, a list of players 1, and he opens it. And he opens it at number 2. Flip the page. I want to see if the old man is not in the book. Okay. Alright. I saw something. I saw something interesting that I think the show didn't want me to see. Because when he opens the book, the first page, and you can tell it's the first page, I'm looking at it, because there's no other page on this side. Like, the book opens, and the first page is number 2. It's not the old man. Okay. Alright. You know when I said the old man might be in on that? it's funny because this episode I was like, okay, I'm warming up to the old man, you know. Maybe I'm just being too much of a shit. No, now I'm like, let's fucking go. And that's like a little bit of a detail that I'm glad I thought about the moment he opened the book, because what I wouldn't have thought about it if I didn't see Gi-hun at the end. Because he kept flipping the book, and then you see that the last one is Gi-hun, and then there's nothing else, and it's like, oh, it was a list of players. Well, it makes sense that it was Gi-hun since he's the final player. Wait, I didn't see the old man. So I'm so happy I realized that, because now I go back to check and the old man is not there. So there's something sus happening with the old man. So when I say the old man might be in on it, it could just be anything. Because something I thought about it, I mentioned before, is the idea that maybe the old man is... maybe he won the game before, which might be the case. Oh my god, I wish I knew Korean. Or I wish this was like fan subbed. Because you know how in like fan subs in like anime, right? Back in the day, when there was like hard-coded fan-made subtitles, they would like subtitle everything. Now with Netflix, they don't do that anymore, but they would like, so whenever Jun-ho was going through the list of winners, I would have been able to read names, but because I can't read Korean, I cannot read them. But if this was a fan sub, they would have fucking done the hard work, man. They would have shown 20 names right there, but I cannot read them, so I can't check that. But alright, so maybe the old man, maybe when you win the game, whoever wins, this is not necessarily the old man, but the old man has been winning since like, I don't know, 20 years or whatever. But also, we got a hard confirmation that they've been doing this game like every year, or at least, or either every year or like multiple times a year. Just often. That's what we know. But like, this could be a case of like the... What am I saying? This could be a case of like the old man wins, and then his reward is that he gets to do it again, you know, something like that, or like whoever wins, and maybe that was gonna be the end of the show. Maybe like Gi-hun wins at the end, but then he gets to do it again, and he has no choice. For some reason, maybe he has no choice, or like maybe they win so much money that then they just get addicted to the money, and this is like a corruption arc, you know, like they go through this fucked up shit, they lose everything. They get a bajillion money, and then they're like, let's do it again. I know all the games, you know. I could probably win again, and, you know, I could get more money for my daughter or whatever. Like, maybe that's the way it's gonna go. I don't know. But, like, maybe the old man has been winning here for, like, 20 years. And, so there's a list of winners. Well, the old man didn't win in 2015, though, because there was only one winner. There's only one winner. I just realized that there's only one winner per year. I'm looking at them. That does not bode well for every other character in the show. That means that you cannot win as a team. That means that no matter what happens, in the final game, there can only be one winner. Okay. Alright. Alright. That is something we're gonna have to start. Okay. I say we, but it's really just me, you know. I feel like everyone in the world has already finished the show, you know? Like my sister has started and finished the show already since I started it, you know? Like, I was the one that was like, yo, oh, you heard about the show? Whatever, everyone's talking about it. And she was like, oh, yeah. She didn't get it at first because I told her the English title and she knew the Spanish title. And I was like, no, we're talking about the same show. But she didn't see it, and then she, like, binged it. She watched 3 episodes when I had watched 3 episodes, and then the next day she finished it. So I'm like, all right, sure. So now I feel like everybody in the world has finished the show before I have, which is fine, really. But it's just like, man, I feel like I'm slowly trying to uncover the mystery of what's happening here. But I'm learning that there's only going to be one winner. And that is assuming that the plot is going to be structured in a manner where you have to care about the games, but that might not be the case. But if it is gonna be the case, which I'm assuming it will be, because that's kind of what's fun, is the idea of a death game. If you're gonna do a death game and you're gonna care about the death game, then you have to kind of continue to do it as the plot moves forward. But they can just not do it. They have done some weird shit with episode 2 and now this episode, when it doesn't feel like it's a death game anymore. But they could just, if they have to stick to the death game, that means that everybody's gonna die. With the exception of, like, I said during this episode, I was like, Sae-byeok could be the only one that lives, or Gi-hun. Like, those are the two that I see living more than anything. Because Sae-byeok strikes me as, like, you know, the shitty B-tier horror movie protagonist? Kind of like that, you know? Yeah, although I suppose Gi-hun is the protagonist for the show, so he could live too. Because, like, here's the thing, it's that Gi-hun is the pro gamer, you know? Like, that's... In that aspect, I can see Gi-hun winning, because Gi-hun could be the kind of he could be the kind of character that it's like he's like really crafty and creative in the moment, and he gets this like excitement and rush whenever he wins. So because of that trait, he will always be the one that like wins. You know, you can call it main character plot armor or whatever, but it could be something like that. But Sae-byeok strikes me as like the girl who lives, you know. And it's always a girl. It has to be the girl. You know, the girl who lives. That's the one that lives in the shitty horror movies, you know? So she strikes me as that. So I can see her living. Like, she's also like a very good character. Like, she's never shown to be like a character you can like hate, you know? She doesn't have like scummy traits to her. You know? Because like even when she like threw coffee in this guy's face and then she like put knife to his throat and then she stole his money. She also stole Gi-hun's money or whatever when they like ran into each other. But like she's never actually done something like evil, you know? Those are all like minor transgressions and a lot of them are funny. So like she hasn't done anything like awful yet. So I feel like, and I said this I think in like episode 1. I was like, if there's gonna be two characters that I feel like are gonna make it, it's Gi-hun and her. But now I know that there's only going to be one if they stick to death game rules. So I don't know who to choose. I feel like I will coin flip, and whoever that is, that will be my guess. But yeah. Okay, moving forward. What was I thinking about? Yeah, maybe they are not going to stick to death game. Because we have the masked men. There's like an insurrection. Not even an insurrection. It was just a couple masked men doing some shady shit. And there was one player who was also doing some shady shit. And I like what the frontman said. Because the frontman came in and so he executed the masked men. And then they just gunned down the doctor dude. So he wasn't much of a character. He was a little bit of a character, but then he just died. But I like that they did that. And the reason why they did that is because the masked men put it in the words. And the title of the episode, I think, is A Fair World. And I don't remember exactly what he said. But it was something along the lines of, like, you made this unfair. You made this unbalanced. You mess with the equilibrium. Because the idea behind what we're doing is that everyone gets an equal chance. Everyone gets a fair shot. They all get the same percentage chance in order to accomplish something that will save them, right? And the way he puts it is that in this world that we made inside, everyone gets a chance and everyone has the same chance. But in the outside world, not everyone gets the same chance, which is true. It's the idea that, and he also refers to, let me read the subtitles again, because I want to get his words correctly. And I know these are subtitles, so. These people suffer from inequality and discrimination out in the world. And we offer them once in a chance to fight on equal footing and win. It's the idea that he refers to the players as like victims almost. And it's the idea that like all of these people were fucked over by the world. So now we offer them a chance. He's almost like sees himself as like their savior a little bit, but not really. Because he's not merciful. He's like, we give them one last chance to fight on equal footing. So everyone gets the same shot and if they win, they get saved. But you gotta you gotta make it. You gotta make it first. Like, I suppose the way he sees it is like, this is the same thing as it would be like if they were just out there in the world. And in fact, this might be even better. He might see this as like a better thing than if you were out there. Because if you stay in the outside world, he specifically chose people that were not going to be able to make it out. That were people that were going to die on the streets out of starvation, either because they were just poor, or they were fucked over by someone, or they were going to go in jail because of some shady business they did, or they were just going to get killed and take their organs away. Like, we see all of that with every character. So he is deliberately getting people that the world has been unfair to, and he's like, all right, I got you, fam. I'm gonna give you a better chance of getting what you need in order to survive. But if you lose, you're gonna die. But maybe it's more merciful to just die quickly by getting shot instead of just being out there and just dying out in the streets. So I'm realizing this is probably the way he sees it. He sees this as like a mercy. He sees this as like a thing that is almost like good to do for these people, because it's practically the same thing being outside and being inside in the death game. If you're an outside, you don't get the chances that you deserve, and you're gonna eventually die. But if you're in the death game, you get a better chance of winning. And if you fail, if you don't make it, then you just die. But it's the same thing. You would die either way. So he's like, well, instead of giving them an unfair chance, I'll give them all a fair chance. Everyone does the same thing, and everyone does like a dumb children's game. And if they succeed, hell yeah, they make it. So he even probably sees this. I say he because I'm like thinking the frontman is the mastermind, but it could just not be him. He could just be the one guy that we see for now. He could be responding to some billionaire or whatever. Or frontman could be the billionaire. Elon Musk could be behind all this for all we know. Fuck Elon Musk, by the way. But like, I feel like the image, the vision, the theme behind the death game here, behind the Squid Game, I suppose, is just the fact that this is a way of giving people that deserve a chance. And yeah, if you fail, you die, but you were gonna die anyway, so who gives a shit, Something along those lines, which is alright. That's interesting. I like that they displayed that. I like that the frontman displayed that. He's like, you broken that principle. The same goes for the guard, the same goes for the doctor. So they got both shot and killed because they were not playing fairly. So it's all about everyone being fair. That means that if they realize that Sae-byeok and... Well, Sae-byeok, not necessarily, but Sang-woo cheated a little bit in the second game. Because Sae-byeok told him about the sugar, and then he saw the shapes, and then it was like, I'll take the triangle. So it's like, oh, he knew. He knew what it was. Maybe that's the 7,000 IQ play. It's the fact that they're gonna confront him about it, and he's like, but I send my team everywhere, wherever, whatever door. I didn't tell him to go into the triangle. I just sent everybody wherever. So I didn't know. And they're like, they were like, oh, Gi-hun is safe. He didn't know. He took the umbrella. so yeah. Maybe that was the 7 IQ play from Sang-woo. Maybe he was an ally all along. But no, I think that is way too many steps ahead. I'm pretty sure this is just Sang-woo fucked everybody in choosing that shape and telling everybody to choose random shapes. But yeah, I don't understand Sang-woo enough yet. I mean, he just seems like the logical character that wants to get the money. Ali opened up to him a little bit. Ali was like, I have a family. My parents and my brother, I think it's a brother, are in Pakistan. And I have a wife and 1-year-old son in Korea. And we need money because we're poor. And he was like, what are you in here for? And Sang-woo was like, I need money. He didn't elaborate. He was just like, I need money, which is true. All right, so yeah, a lot of focus on the guards and the doctor, and then they all just got gunned down and shit. But Jung-ho, the detective, he found a lot of information. I can't believe the old man is not in the fucking book. I love that. I love that I noticed that. I love that I noticed that. You know how I feel like? I feel like when I was watching Dark. Jeez, I don't think about Dark often enough, but I did twice in the same episode. I'm sorry, but like, it makes me think of Dark because when I was watching Dark, I remember there was like a reveal and a twist, like 5 episodes in, right? Or like 3, I don't remember. Like early in the show. And I remember I realized that like in the episode before, and I did it on camera. I was like, wait a second. That character's name is a lot similar to this other character's name. And I was like, whoa. And I just had a moment like that, and I just lost my mind. It was fucking great. And I feel the same way when I see this fucking picture and I don't see the old man in the fucking book. I feel great about that. By the way, I don't count like going frame by frame in an episode that I have just watched as like spoiling myself or whatever. I like getting all of the information, as much information as I can out of what I have to work with. I don't want to look ahead, but I want to get as much information I can out of the thing that is in front of me, you know? I like to work with what I have on my hands. So that's how I feel. Alright, so at the beginning of the episode, the main character team won on the fucking tug-of-war, which is like, sure. You know, that was a cliffhanger for this episode, but like, bro, I knew how it was gonna end. Like, it's not like I didn't know. It was like a bunch of main characters versus randos. Who's gonna win? Like, literally every main character versus randos. It would be some shit if they just kill Gi-hun's team, you know? Like, Gi-hun's dead, Sang-woo's dead, Ali's dead, Sae-byeok is dead, Old Man is dead, Best Girl is dead. It's like, what do we have? We have fucking Deok-su and Jun-ho, and it's like, I don't care enough about them. Okay, we got to see a little bit more about this girl. The girl that I said she's like my favorite character. And she still kind of is. I like her a lot. But, she's not the kind of character that I thought she was. She has proven to me more rude. A little bit more rude. So she's not as absent-minded as I thought she was. Maybe she still is. But she's more rude than I thought she was. So that's like, okay, I'm understanding her character a little bit better now. That's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm not disappointed. I like her still. But she seems to be a big realist, you know, like so we're going down back to because we're safe now, and you see the old men that were on our team, and they're like praying, and she's like, who are you praying to? Are you praying to God? It's like, God didn't do shit for you. It was the old man, and also that guy, the genius man that he came up with the like last second dumb plan. You should pray to them. Well, not pray to them. She was like, you should thank them. But this guy, this random old guy, he was just like, I'm praying because like people just died. People died so we could live, because that was kind of the point of the tug-of-war, you know? Like, we killed 10 people in order to live. And I understand that we didn't set up the game, but like we kind of like manually killed them. So I like how everyone is just silent and kind of depressed, and we have a couple people just praying and being like, thank God, but also I'm sorry, or like allow their souls to go into restful place or whatever, some shit like that. I don't know what they were saying. But he says like, we live to see another day thanks to their blood and sacrifice. On behalf of all of us sinners, I'm thanking the Lord for his decision and their sacrifice. And saying a prayer. But this girl over here is like, bullshit. Like, God didn't sacrifice them. You kill them yourself. Like, and everything she says is like very like realistic, you know? She has a very clear grasp of reality. She's like, you kill those people with your hands. God didn't save you. It was that old guy and that other guy that was actually really smart. Like, and our kind of teamwork. Like, that's kind of what did it. But she was a little bit sarcastic, and I'm not sure if that was sarcasm or her not having a full grasp of the situation. But let's say it was sarcasm because it kind of looked like sarcasm. because then they kept praying, and she's like, oh, so if we all get to heaven if we mumble prayers. Okay, shit, I have to pray again. Heavenly Father, we work together as a team today to send many people to your side. It's like, yeah. Please help us send more people to your side from now on. And then they told her to shut up. Sae-byeok tells her to shut up. And then she asks what her Sae-byeok's name is. Okay, so that's like the one scene we got with that girl. I don't know her name. I think she's 240. I think that's her number. 240. I need to see. What's her name? What's the number? 240. So she's more realistic. She's more pragmatic, I suppose. More pragmatic. Less like kind and absent-minded than I thought she was. A little bit more rude. A little bit more sarcastic. I still like her. I still like her a lot. She could still be like plenty absent-minded. We just didn't have enough time with her yet. I kind of wish we did. I wish we did have more time with her. So I'm looking for next episode to see if maybe there's more of that. But she could die. But yeah, we don't know anything about her backstory. There could be something related to religion when she like hates God or some shit like that. It could be something like that. But like, here's the thing: is that at the same time, you have to remember that every person that it's in here in the death game, they are here probably for a reason, like an important reason. It doesn't necessarily mean they're bad people, but a lot of people that are here are bad people. So sure, we'll see how that works. But yeah, let's see if next episode we can learn more about her. She's so snarky because there's a moment where the guy that was praying is like, we're the weakest team here. Okay, let's pick up another weak team and kill them before they kill us. And then she's like, the low servant is the vicious one here. She looked very snarky. And then the dude is like, we're all sinners already. Our hands are drenched in blood. It's like, bro, you can you be a little bit less dramatic? I like that everyone starts to like think about, okay, we need a plan for tonight. Because previous episode I was like, they're just gonna do this shit tomorrow. Like, if they are already like established that people can just kill each other and that's it, then sure, this is gonna happen every night. So I like that they're all like talking about it, like, oh shit, we gotta prepare for tonight. And there was like a team that just formed because of the tug-of-war, and this happened for everybody. So there's only 40 people left. And by the way, I didn't realize this in the previous episode. I realized it during this one, but there were 80 people left. Which means that there were a perfect round amount of players for tug-of-war. And this makes sense because the masked men, they allowed everyone to just start killing each other. And then eventually, when they looked at enough numbers, they were like, all right, now. And then they burst in and they were like, stop killing, stop killing. So what they did is that they literally just looked at the amount of people and they were like, all right, how many are there left? And then they counted 80 and they were like, all right, stop. This is a good solid round number. We can do tug-of-war now. So then that's why. And that's a small detail that maybe doesn't matter at all, but I enjoy it. But yeah, because half the people died in tug-of-war, that was a solid 50-50. There's only 40 people left. And there's 4 teams of 10 people as a result, which is it's a little bit interesting. So now we have solid groups, and I feel like the groups are about to be broken up because 10 people is a lot of people. Like, there's like 3 guys in our group that are complete filler. I feel like 3 of those guys are completely filler. So yes, that's probably gonna happen. They're gonna go, and maybe someone else. So we'll see how that's gonna go. But I'm glad that tonight they did like group up together in order to survive, and they like, oh, we learned about Gi-hun's thing. So he did say before, I was working and a worker of mine collapsed and he died. That's what he said when he was talking to his wife, and that was vague enough. But now we see, so Gi-hun is looking and he sees like he kind of hallucinates / remembers. He ambitions like a gas grenade coming in, and then people getting hit, and the riot police hitting these workers, and then he tells the old man about like, yeah, I used to work at a core company and they fired us. I've worked there for 10 years, but they just fired us because they fucked up with their money and they needed to make room for the money. So yeah, we just got laid off and we got upset and we went on a strike, and we were scared that the police were just gonna come in on us and just fuck us over. And he didn't tell the full story, I don't think. Oh, the Omen did a little bit, because the Omen was like, oh, I heard about that 10 years ago. It was like national news. Someone died there, right? By the way, if the old man is in on it, he could know a lot of information about all these people here, including Gi-hun. So maybe he didn't like read it somewhere. He doesn't even remember shit, or at least we don't know if he remembers or not. He's just trying to be coy about it. But like, maybe he doesn't. He only knows because he did like research on everybody. So he knows about Gi-hun, and he's like, he knows about Gi-hun's past. He knows about the strike, and he knows about his worker dying. And then maybe the old man is like, oh yeah, I remember when that happened. I saw it on the news. So maybe that's why he knows. Yeah, moving forward. Anything else that happened in the episode that's worth mentioning? I mean, just the whole thing with the doctor and the masked man, but there's not a lot to say there. Oh my god, when they were talking about the dead zombie with only one kidney, and Jun-ho is like, that was my brother, because he saw the kidneys right here. He saved my life. And it's like, oh, I see. But then they're like, no, it wasn't your brother, it was a girl. And he was like, what? And he was like, I know it was a girl because we all... Before we took the organs out, we kind of did have turns with her body. And I was like, oh, fuck. God. Wait, who... Like, was the body from... No, it was from the first game. Which means she was shot with a sniper rifle. And then they were like, alright, let's have a turn though. Let's have a go. A little party with the boys. It was like, oh my god, Jesus fucking Christ. Anyway, so I'm glad he died. And like the moment he said that, I was like, he's dead. Like, because like you don't really establish a character like that just says casually that they did something so fucked up and then don't kill them off. Like, there's no way that you introduce like a side character being like, yeah, I ripped that dead body and then took her organs out. It's like, you didn't say that and then keep that guy alive. So, and the moment he was like, oh, well, let's work together. I'll help you find your brother. I'm like, oh, you're dead, buddy. You're dead. Shut up. And he just died immediately. So I'm like, yeah, sure. We learn about the frontman and kind of what he believes in. Jun-ho encountered the archives room and he saw his brother. And his brother won in 2015. Which means that, wait, can I see the archive for 2015? This says list of players 1 and then list of players 2. And then there's another one to the left that I don't know what it says. I really don't know what that says. Yo, can you use my phone translating thing in order to translate this? It's not clear enough, but by the way, my phone is my secondary light. My setup is very ghetto. So yeah, this is a fun thing if you didn't know. If you have the Google Translate app on your phone, you can just straight up use the camera function. List of attendance, batch. Okay, so batch. The second one says participant list 1, and then the second one is participant list 2. List of attendance. What is that? What's the list of attendance? It's not the list of participants. So that's different. I can even see that it's not the same thing because of the characters that they use for each of them. It's not the same things. So, what is the list of participants? Participants might not be the accurate translation, but that's what Google told me. So, maybe there's people that are actually watching this, like live. Like maybe we just don't see them, but like through the walls, there's like a I don't know, like one of those fake walls. One of those like interrogation room like not mirrors, but like glasses that you can like see through, but only from one side. Maybe they have that, and then just fucking a bunch of rich people show up and they watch people kill each other, something like that. I haven't seen any walls like that, so maybe not. But yeah, maybe that's the participants list or not participant list. I don't remember what it said. The badge, or maybe it's referring to the people that work here. You know, maybe it's referring to the guards, to the masked men, because I'm assuming they would also keep track of all the people there that are doing masked men work. So, sure. But yeah, Jun-ho's bro won the game. He won in 2015, so 5 years ago. So that raises the question of what happens to a winner. Because if he won, but he's still missing, then what happened? Did he take the money and run away and like is living like an underground life? Jun-ho cares so much about him though, and because the brother gave him his kidney makes it feel like he cares about Jun-ho as well, but he didn't tell him anything. So maybe he couldn't come back. Like maybe he won, but like he decided to go at the game again and then died again. If it's something like the Omen, but the Omen is not. Well, that's the thing about the Omen is that I'm like, maybe the Omen wins and then keeps coming back, but he didn't win in 2015. Oh shit, I can like go and translate their names, can I? Well, translate. I mean, maybe we'll translate it into something else because a name is not something you can translate. I mean, this is so elaborate. Okay, so I'm looking at the list of winners. List of winners. Show me names. Lee Young-ho, Kim Tae-woo, Hyun Ki-ho, Yoo Sing-hoon, No Hyun-woo. I just realized that I don't know the name of the old man. This says that the name of one of the guys is Moon Moon. I'm gonna fucking take a screenshot of this shit and show you guys. This guy's name is Moon Moon. That guy's name is Moon Moon. Like the fucking dog. The idea that his brother, if he won in 2015, that raises the question of where the fuck is he? Like, did he come back in and die? Or did he just run away with the money and just disappear? Is living an underground life? Maybe if you're a previous winner, you become one of the guards. Maybe. Maybe his brother is the front man. Okay, no, something else I remember that I just saw and I forgot to mention because I got distracted talking about all this shit. 28 Squid Game, player 132, one Jun-ho. Okay, so that's 28 Squid Game. So which was the first Squid Game? So 2015 minus 28. So it would be minus 15, 87. So the first Squid Game would have been 87. Okay, so we've been doing this shit for 28 years. If this is taking place in 2020, so since the 80s, since 87. This shit's been going on for the same amount of time as JoJo. I'm still curious about the list of participants, and it's just like 1 and then 2. And I don't know if there's more, there might be more. So I'm like, but he checked the first one, and that already had Gi-hun in it. So why would there be a second list? These are all things that you can notice as like a little detail, but Jung-ho doesn't read it. So you don't know what it means. You see it, but you don't have the physical book in your hands in order to realize what it was. But you're still confused. So like, and when he opens the one with his brother, he opens at like the 4th page. So you can't see page 1. You can see page 1, and you can see that he flipped like 2 pages already. So I cannot see if the old man is in 2015 either because he opens at number 4. Fucking goddamn it! Like they knew I would do this shit. By the way, they did cover the face of his brother. I'm looking at his brother's face a little bit. It's really dark. Like, darkness is covering his face. But, oh, I can translate his, like, the information. I mean, but that probably doesn't really tell me anything. It probably just says, like, his, like, I don't know, like, medical records and shit. But, yeah, they cover his brother's face. Didn't cover it, but, like, shadowed it. But it doesn't look like anyone I know, so... Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I want to talk about. Now I'm like way more sus of the Omen than I was before. Because I feel like I was sus, and then I was like, you know what, maybe not. Maybe I'm just being too harsh on the poor Omen. He's just kind of like an anime character, you know? He's just like morbidly excited to play some games. Because the show has been more like fun than I thought it would be, you know? Like there are some fun moments, genuinely funny. But now I'm just like, actually, no, I think there's actually something going on with them. So yeah, I don't know. I think, oh fuck, I forgot to set up my light again. Sorry, because it's my fucking phone. Yo, shout out, just visit my Patreon so you can give me more money so I can have proper lighting for my streaming setup. streaming, recording, same thing. I also stream sometimes on Twitch. Anyway, I think that's it for this episode of Squid Game. Thank you for hanging out. This was 44 minutes of just a review. Jesus. See you guys next time. And alright, that was it for this episode of a Squid Game reaction. If you would like to watch the next one, it should already be up on Patreon, as well as full-length reactions. There's the next two, by the way. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.